So, between Very Dark Man and Ezee Chinwo, who truly has God? Ezee Chinwo came out first when he accused Ezee Tee that she has God, Ezee Tee has bloggers. This thing vexed Very Dark Man. And Very Dark Man has spotted some lies in her video, and this angered Ezee Chinwo. Now Ezee Chinwo decides to go to court, get an arrest warrant against Very Dark Man. Now Very Dark Man, far away in China, hears about the matter and comes online to say, okay, Ezee Chinwo, you have court, you have lawyers, I have God. So the question is, who truly has God? Is it Ezee Chinwo or Very Dark Man? You see, jokes apart, all of these things that are happening shows something that is very sad about our country. It shows lack of respect for the rule of law, lack of respect for due process. And it is sad. Is this something that can be cured? Is this something that can be fixed? The more you and I take sides on these matters, the more our attention and focus shifts from the cocoa of the matter. This is a problem of lack of due process. It's a problem of lack of respect for the rule of law. In a country where people either must have God or they must know one big politician, they must have God or they have police. They must have God or they have deep pockets. In such a country, you can't have respect for rule of law. You can't have respect for due process. Is that not what is responsible for what we are seeing? Ordinarily, if things were done decently and in order, if things were done according to due process, if there was respect for the rule of law, will anybody complain that Ezee Chinwo went to the court? Of course not. So the deeper problem is, how does the authority or how do the authorities react when these things happen? They react in such a way that you either must get God or you get backing. So when those things happen, we weaken the rule of law. And then Nigeria becomes a place that nobody wants to live in. Life becomes brutish and short. What is the way out? We need to begin to focus on strengthening institutions to respect rule of law. Ordinarily, Ezee Chinwo going to court against Very Dark Man wouldn't have been a problem. But then when you now start seeing apparent bias against one party, against respect for rule of law, then you become concerned. In the whole matter, Ezee Chinwo has a right to go to court. Even though, as a Christian, I would have thought that you would have left the thing to God. After all, as Christians, we preach forgiveness. We leave it to God to fight our battles for us. That's what we preach. So, based on that, I would have expected that Ezee Chinwo would have truly seized this opportunity to show that truly she has God by allowing God to fight for her. She could have done that the Christian way, for the edification of the body of Christ. But she chose not to do that. She chose to go the legal way. Many of you can criticize her from now till tomorrow. She has a right to do that. It doesn't prove that truly she has God. It doesn't prove truly that she depends on God. But she does have a right to do that. Just like Very Dark Man has a right to defend himself. Where the problem is now the behavior of the judiciary. when you have a magistrate or a court with so much allegations now coming up, issuing a bench warrant for somebody who does not have a past record of jumping bail, of refusing to appear in court, for somebody against whom a case was instituted while the person was out of the country, and it is public knowledge, then you wonder that since the allegations are there that, oh, some 500,000 naira were paid and all that, you wonder if truly there's respect for the rule of law. These are the things we should be pursuing. Right now, we should be talking about petitioning the NJC for that judge or for that magistrate to come and explain. This is what we need to be doing to strengthen our institutions in this country. It is not about taking sides. The more we take sides on this matter, the more we leave the cocoa of the matter unresolved. Respect for rule of law. If Mr. Chinwo feels defamed, why not go to court? Even though I don't see the defamation, I don't see it. Maybe because I'm not involved. I don't see the defamation at all. And you would have expected that, okay, fine, a petition was done, maybe it was a... You see, the judiciary in Nigeria must understand. Well, let me not say the judiciary in Nigeria, because I've said it before, we cannot use one brush to paint a whole institution. Some judges within the Nigeria judiciary system must understand that we need to build a nation that respects the rule of law. We need to build a nation that respects due process. I have had experiences with the judiciary that proves the allegations that many people are making. Justice is for sale, mostly. Not all the time, but justice is for sale in our judicial system. If we come out to be saying, do you have proof, do you have proof? Everything goes scatter. You go turn yam, pepper, scatter, scatter. Because the proof are there on a daily basis. Just go to any court. Now, it is not all judges, it is not all magistrates, but the problem is there. When the case of Dele Farotimi versus Afe Babalola happened, now that case has died, but we did not treat the disease, we treated the symptoms. We took sides. We allowed that case to polarize Nigerians. So you either were supporting Afe Babalola or you were supporting Dele Farotimi. And then we forgot the cocoa of the issue, respect for the rule of law. How did the police behave with the arrest of Dele Farotimi? How did they react to the petition of Afe Babalola? How did they react? That is where the problem is. The problem is not that Afe Babalola petitioned the police for defamation against Dele Farotimi. That was not the problem. The problem is, how did the police act? That arrest, that so-called arrest that many people have described as an abduction, is it legal? The way the police reacted to that arrest, the police officers involved breached the Police Act, breached the Constitution of Nigeria, breached Nigerian law. Did they do it? Yes, it appears so. Have they been brought to action, to justice? No. If we continue to misplace our priority, like we are doing now with this VDM and Mr. Chinwo case, the thing will keep coming back. They will keep coming back. What we need is to deal with the disease, not the symptom. I would expect that, as in the case of Dele Farotimi versus Afe Babalola, that the police officers involved, petition should have been written against them. I heard that time that Dele Farotimi said he has instituted an enforcement of his fundamental human rights suit. Yes, against the police. I would like an update on that. That is what will strengthen respect for the rule of law. And we need to engage now to begin to educate Nigerians, as Nigerians and as the Nigerian police, on what is a correct behavior of the Nigerian police, of any Nigerian police official. We need to do that. And when they err, we need to take action against such individuals. Instead of just sitting back and doing the lazy thing, we just take one brush and paint the whole police. I know some fantastic police officers within the Nigerian police force. I know some. You may say, oh, you can never trust a police officer. Police are wicked. Hey, you are saying police is good? Come. There are people within the police that are still incorrigible. Just like there are people within the judiciary that are still incorrigible, that are above board. But the problem is, we as individuals, as citizens of Nigeria, we do not take action to correct the disease. We are always treating symptoms. We allow ourselves to be polarized, and then we forget the cocoa of the matter. In this case between Very Dark Man and Mercy Chinwo, let us not forget the cocoa of the matter. It is not about VDM or Mercy Chinwo. It's about respect for the rule of law. So the actions of the judge, is it justifiable? If it is not, can we write petitions to the NJC to investigate that particular action? Because it doesn't stand to reason that a judge or a magistrate would give that kind of ruling. Those are the kind of ruling that erodes the trust and the confidence of the people in the judicial system. So we should investigate that matter. Petition should flow. I am happy particularly that Very Dark Man says he will write petition, because allegations are now coming up, rumors are now coming up, oh, that the judge was paid 500,000 naira. These are the issues we should treat, that we should handle. And then we should do same. The police officers that abducted Ezee King, we should deal with it. Then there's another lawyer that instituted a case against Ezee King on behalf of Pastor Adeboye. Is that even a legal thing to do? Does he have the local standing? Should the police have acted on that petition when it is not coming from Adeboye himself? Should the police not have asked questions about locus before taking on that petition? These are the things that weaken the rule of law in Nigeria. And these are the things that we should focus on to strengthen our democracy. I hope we take action and not just allow ourselves to be polarized unnecessarily. That is when we realize that you don't have to have God. You don't have to have bloggers. You don't have to have lawyers to live a good life in a country like Nigeria if the rule of law is respected. Or do you?